Hey, Eric with you. Hope you are doing well. Last week we were on vacation. We were up in Boston and we went to one of our favorite Italian restaurants. And it is so delicious. We all love it. And the waitress was amazed not only how much food we ate, but how quickly we ate it. I mean, we inhaled that food. I don't think anyone said a word the whole time. We just stuffed that food in our faces. And that is what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm segueing into what I wanted to talk to you about today is about slowing down when we're eating with our children, especially if we have children who have weight issues, who are overweight, who are not healthy, and just in general too, just slowing down when you're eating, especially for children, has so many benefits. So I have a little strategy. I have some couple pointers here I just wanted to go through that again I think will help you with your children to start to have them slow down when they eat. First of all is time. We want to make sure we have plenty of time to eat. We don't want our children to feel rushed. Like maybe, if we sit them down and in 10 minutes we have to be out the door and to soccer practice. We want to make sure there's a buffer there. There's plenty of time so they do not feel rushed. Secondly, we want to make sure that we always sit down at a table with plates and silverware, the whole 9 yards. We don't want our children to be eating in front of a computer or on their phone or in front of the TV. They will have a tendency to eat faster and faster if they're doing those types of activities. But sitting down, formally at a table with silverware and plates will also help slow the entire process down. Three, I have social, meaning that try to always eat with your children. Try to engage with them as they're eating. Try not to let them eat by themselves on their own. Studies have shown that when you eat on your own, you will have a tendency to eat more quickly. So making it more into a social event where you're conversing, you're communicating back and forth with your child will also help slow the mealtime down so they're not eating as quickly. Drinking also, if you can make sure your child always has a full drink, preferably something healthy like a nice glass of cold water, and that you kind of encourage them that between every few bites they put their utensils down and take a sip of water. This of course will slow the eating down, and also drinking will help satiate, will help fill your child up more quickly than if they're just scarfing the food down. They will not eat as much if they're drinking more frequently throughout the meal. That will definitely help drinking. Number five, I have multiple courses too. So for dinner, for example, instead of just piling the food up on one plate, maybe you have a main course like, maybe you're having chicken and you're having vegetables and you have a couple other side portions. Instead of just putting it all on one plate, try to bring it out in different courses. So maybe bring out the main course first, or preferably if you can bring out the vegetables first, so they're eating what's most healthy first, and then maybe the main course, and then if there's still room, other side dishes that are accompanying that meal, and delivering the meal in courses like that will also slow the frequency of eating down, and it also will give your child a more sense that they've eaten enough. If they see another plate come in front of them, then another plate, unconsciously it will tell them that they've eaten enough, and consequently they will not eat as much. So multiple courses is helpful. This one's fun, number six. I've read about this. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it does have a lot of value in it. Giving your children chopsticks to eat. So instead of a big spoon or fork we can shovel the food in with, give our kids chopsticks. And it will be fun for them, of course, because it's novelty. They've never done it before. And it's difficult, it's challenging. And of course with chopsticks, if you don't know how to use them, it's very difficult to get a lot of food in with each bite. So it's going to, again, have a slowing, a decreasing effect on how quickly we can eat. So try the chopsticks. I'm going to try that one also. 7, also, I have found, especially with our children, that if you play a game, so a lot of times, if it's just my daughter and myself, we'll actually play a game like Scrabble. So I'll bring out, we'll sit at the table, we'll have our dishes out, we'll have the food, and we have the Scrabble in front of us. And so, of course, you'll take a bite, and then with Scrabble, you're looking at your letters, you're looking at the game, and it will, I mean, sometimes our dinner will last an hour, even longer sometimes if it's a real competitive game. And I find myself and my daughter, we don't eat nearly as much, but we still, after the game, we feel satiated, we feel full, but it just makes us, again, unconsciously, we're putting our forks, our spoons down after each bite, we're playing a little bit, a couple minutes go by, then we'll take another bite. So I have found that is another great option to introduce a game, especially if it's just 2 of you or maybe 3 of you, if the entire family's not there to have a group dinner. That's another really, really beneficial way to slow the frequency of eating down. And finally, at the bottom here, I have variety. I have found also that if you introduce new dishes, different foods to your children, that slows them down too, because they're not used to it. And it's more experimenting. They'll try a bite, they'll chew it more often, not a couple of chews and a swallow, they'll chew it more times to try to assess, to get a sense of the flavor, what type of ingredients are in the food. It will also have that type of effect of slowing the whole process down of eating. So variety, introducing new foods, is another great way to slow down the whole process of eating. And again, just to summarize, slowing down, research has shown that the slower you eat, the less likelihood you are to gain weight. The better nourished you are. You get much more nutrients out of eating slowly also. You absorb more nutrients. And also, slowing your eating down does not increase your sugar in your blood as rapidly. So consequently, you won't have a big spike in insulin, which follows eating quickly. And this also will keep you satiated for longer periods of time, especially for children. So I hope that is helpful. Slow it down. Maybe if you go out to your favorite restaurant like we did, it's okay once in a while to scarf it down, but the majority of the time, try to follow these principles and see if it has a beneficial effect for your children. Okay, thanks so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.